Can I think my way out of retroactive jealousy? Think again. Welcome back to another video, everyone. My name is Matt, and I help people overcome retroactive jealousy. In this video, I want to talk to you just very simply about this question that always comes up in coaching and comments on YouTube. Can I think my way out of this? Can I think my way through this? Is there some special thing I can just start thinking about that will cause me to break out of retroactive jealousy? This is a common question because, like most things in life, we usually can think our way out of it. We can usually rationalize things. We can usually come to a solution, and that thing that made us so curious or that thing that bothered us no longer bothers us anymore because we were able to actually think our way out. But that's not necessarily the case when it comes to retroactive jealousy. So we'll get to that in today's video and what I recommend you doing instead of just thinking or trying to think your way out of it. Before we get started though, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button, that'll activate YouTube's algorithm and get this video out to more people that need to see it. So I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you want some more help in overcoming retroactive jealousy, check out those links in the description below. Sign up for any of my amazing courses and I'll give you my personal email address, absolutely free. And we'll do some personal email coaching, help you overcome this once and for all. So enrollment is happening right now for any of those courses below. Okay, so again, this question comes up with these retroactive jealousy thoughts, when these thoughts of our partner's past come up, those disturbing thoughts, those disturbing images. It's the question I get a lot is, how should I think about it? How should I rationalize these thoughts? What do I need to think about when these thoughts come up? Should I dig into the thought? Should I start talking to the thought? Should I start, what do I need to do? What thoughts do I need to think when this thought comes up to make me feel better about this thought? Already, that's a bunch of getting tangled in all these different thoughts, right? So here's the key. What should you think about when the retroactive jealousy thought comes up? Nothing. You shouldn't think at all. Now that's 100% key, 100% key. When these thoughts come up, the thought about your partner's past, nagging at you, right? Think about me. They did this, they did this. What if they did that? That could have happened. They looked like this when this person was doing this to them. They did that. When these thoughts come up, it's so easy for us to want to look this way and look at it and dig into it and rationalize it. Look this way, dig into it, rationalize it, want to ask a question. We give our energy to the thoughts and we build them up and we make them stronger. There's no possible way to think your way out of these. The more we think about them, the stronger they become and the harder it is to get out of this. No amount of thinking will allow you to get over this, will allow you to overcome this. You get out of this by not thinking about it. And I understand that's easier said than done, right? But the main thing I want to nail down is you will never have a aha moment when it comes to these thoughts. You will never have a moment where you're thinking about it and go, oh, no, that makes sense. Oh, I'm cured. Oh, it's all good. Oh, if only I would have just thought about that the whole time. Oh, I'm all good now. You will never have that moment. That's very important. So stop thinking you will. And again, that's key. Stop thinking you will. Stop thinking there'll be a moment where you think your way out of it, where you think your way through it, where all of a sudden somebody's going to say something to you and the light bulb's going to go off. There's no light bulbs. It takes hard work to overcome this. It takes hard work to overcome it. Remember, when these thoughts come up and we start doing the compulsive behaviors or start rationalizing or start thinking about them, we give all our energy to the thoughts and it builds them up and makes them stronger. Okay, we create more anxiety around it. We create more life into the thoughts. And we don't want life into thoughts. We want these thoughts to die off, right? We want just the opposite. So when these thoughts come up, instead of thinking, I got to think about this, I got to get to the bottom of this. Oh, but this one's really important. I really got to, but if I only do this, I need to do this. Instead of doing that, you got to take a breath. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust this process. You have to be brave. You have to be brave. And you have to literally say, these thoughts right now, I can't think my way out of them. So it's best right now to disregard them. That's very key, is to disregard these thoughts when they come up. Okay, that doesn't mean avoid them, like, oh, no, 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 no. That doesn't mean avoid them. It means allow them to, it's like an annoying friend or something. An annoying friend is talking to you, da, 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 maybe giving you some bad advice, da, da, da. You hear it, right? You hear that bad advice. You might feel it, but you know it's bad advice. You disregard it. Nope, not gonna give you the time of day. Not gonna put my energy into that. Not gonna put my energy into that. Slowly but surely, you are training your brain that there is no danger or fear in these thoughts. That by thinking these thoughts, you are not going to die. Because again, right now, your body is responding. Your brain is sending signals that you are dying. That's why you're getting flooded with adrenaline. You're getting flooded with adrenaline when these thoughts come up, okay? That is an unnatural response. That is an unnatural response. A more rational response would be, you know, the thought comes up of your partner having a one-night stand, whatever it is, and the thought comes up and it would be like, oh, why do I want to think about this right now? I don't want to think about this right now. It has nothing to do with right now, and yeah, it's just not a good thing to think about. And then the thought goes away, okay? That's a normal response. The irrational response is us being locked up in this OCD mode, and our brain is flooding our body with adrenaline, that this thought is dangerous, you are going to die. So literally every 5 to 10 seconds, if we are having thoughts, our body is being flooded with adrenaline, that we're dying, that we're dying, that we're dying, that we're dying, that we're in danger, danger, danger. And there is no danger in these thoughts. They might not be nice to think about it, but they're not dangerous. They are not dangerous. They're not life-threatening. That's where it gets irrational. That's how we know that this adrenaline response, everything, it's an overreaction. It's untrue, okay? And so by disregarding these thoughts when they come up, by not giving them our energy, we're teaching our brain that there's nothing to worry about. We're teaching our brain, hey brain, you don't have to release all this life-threatening adrenaline through my body when these thoughts come up. I'm okay, right? Now, the moment we start thinking over the thought, trying to rationalize the thought, doing the compulsive behaviors regarding the thoughts, the brain sees that as he is in danger, she is in danger. Because now she's doing these fight or flight responses. Now he's doing these fight or flight responses, trying to feel better as quickly as possible. That is dangerous. And so it continues to flood your body with adrenaline the more thoughts you think. But if you sit there a little bit, when you get the thought, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't sit well, but you disregard, you take a breath, and you continue on with your day, every single chance you can, you're teaching your brain that there's no danger. That, oh, I sent all this adrenaline, but they didn't do anything. I sent all this adrenaline, but they didn't do a compulsive behavior. I sent all this adrenaline, but they didn't do the fight or flight response at all. They just continued on with their day. They refocused back on what they were doing. I guess I don't need to send this much adrenaline to the body when these thoughts come up. And guess what? When the brain stops sending all that adrenaline and all that anxiety into the body, the thoughts become exactly what they are. Nothing. Invisible entities that literally mean nothing. And you'll get to the point to where the thoughts come up, or if they would randomly come up, they don't stick around, they don't linger, because your brain's out of the lock mode and your brain looks at the thought and says, why would you want to think about that? Goodbye. And it immediately goes. And I described that a lot in the video. That's how it really is when you overcome RJ, how I am and how the hundreds of people that I've helped. It's like you can bring up an image right now in your mind of a mental movie of something that really disturbed you, and I don't feel anything. It's not there. There's no danger in it. And again, if I really just keep thinking about it, and put it in my head, my brain goes, what are you doing? That's not pleasant to think about, so stop thinking about it. And guess what? Now that I'm talking to you again, the thought's not even there anymore. It's gone, okay? There's no anxiety, so the thought leaves. There's no adrenaline, so the thought comes and goes. It's not important, okay? So again, going back to the whole premise of this video is you can't think your way out of it. You cannot think your way out of it. You will never have an aha moment like, oh, this is it. Oh, finally, I got the answer I need. Oh, no question that your partner answers will make you feel satisfied. Nothing. It's all this inside game, and it all has to do with basically not thinking these thoughts, disregarding them when they come up, knowing they're irrational, knowing you can't think your way through it, and knowing that you can literally kind of get on this path to being like, here's what I have to do. When these thoughts come up, treat them like a friend that's blabbing at you. Treat them like a bad friend that's giving bad advice, or someone you know that's giving bad advice. Treat them like that. You hear them, you know they're there, But you say, no, I'm not going to give you the time of day. Giving you attention, giving you my energy is going to make it worse, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue on with my day. I'm going to refocus my thoughts. I'm going to get up and do an activity, go do the dishes or something, just kind of get my mind active away from that. Whatever it is, break that connection a little bit. But whatever you got to do, but that's so key, that's so crucial. And if you do this, you will find relief. If you do this, you will overcome retroactive jealousy. But please, please, please do not think that thinking your way out of this will work. It will not work. Believe me, I tried it a lot. Locked myself in the bedroom for hours on hours. I told the story before where I've called off for work saying I was sick, called off for 1 week straight thinking I'm gonna, from Monday to Monday, I'm just gonna sit in my bedroom, close the door, and think about these thoughts over and over and over again until I think my way out. And after a week of doing that, I was on the brink of suicide. I was so much worse off because you cannot think your way out. And here I am now out of retroactive jealousy, and I never thought my way out. I never thought my way out. Okay. Has nothing to do with thinking. It all has to do with training our brain that there's no danger in these thoughts, training our brain to break out of the OCD cycle, training our brain that, these thoughts don't kill me. You don't have to release the adrenaline. And once your brain stops releasing the adrenaline, once the anxiety stops, you break free out of retroactive jealousy. Again, if you want some more help in overcoming retroactive jealousy, check out those links in the description below. Sign up for any of my courses, and I'll give you my email address absolutely free for 30 days of email coaching. I also have an amazing WhatsApp coaching program where I'll give you my personal phone number, and we can talk via text, video, audio, however you prefer. That lasts for about 30 days. And again, one-on-one help you get over this once and for all. You can absolutely do it. You have what it takes. I promise you that. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you smash that like button before you go. Subscribe if you have not already done so. And of course, that's it for me for now. I will see you in the next video.